Today I'm so excited to have joining us Kristin Reilly, who's the creator of One Hail Mary at a Time on Instagram. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks Rachel for having me.
All right, tell us a little bit about One Hail Mary at a Time, which is an account you started on Instagram, which has just exploded. Tell us what it is and how does it work?
Sure. So actually we were living in the city of Chicago and we were moving. And at the time, I worked full time. We had 5 kids. I was expecting our 6th. And I know I had felt, I knew I would be in search of a community, especially as a working mom of many. And so I kind of felt this pull, and we had prayed the rosary as a family every night for the past, I think it was like 4 or 5 years. And so we had been through a lot as a couple, as a family, and I knew all the blessings that kind of had come from that prayer for our family. And then I also felt this sense of loneliness. And so I felt a pull to kind of start a social media handle and try and build community for moms, in particular working moms, but all moms work. And I have nothing but admiration and respect for those who care for children 24/7. But really the mission was it's to build community and try and find that balance between, family, work, and then also having a spiritual life. And I just feel like the rosary has kind of, I call it our life raft. Like it's just kind of been almost like this anchor that has kept us on the straight and narrow. Because as you know, life gets crazy, it gets hard. So it's really build community and then also, encourage the rosary in any capacity, which is sometimes just one Hail Mary.
Yeah, it's so amazing. So you're a working mom. You just had your 7th baby, your whole little newborn baby, and you're married to an entrepreneur. And I love that you're just so honest, acknowledging the pressure to be perfect, but saying, I'm not perfect and I'm okay with it. It's okay to feed your family a frozen pizza, if that's what you got to do right now. Tell me a little bit about that. And I'm sure the reception of that is so good because, women need to hear that.
Yeah. I think there's just so much pressure. It's everywhere. It's when you go to work, it's also how are you feeding your marriage? And then, being a mom, and it's just like perfection is almost expected everywhere, which is just, it's not possible. And I knew that listening to other moms and talking to them, I mean, most of us are trying to survive and we love our kids and we like what we do, but it's just, I think that we need more realism online for certain because there's just too much perfection. And I think that's what's causing so much of the stress. But, it's hard. And I give them frozen pizza probably more often than not. My kids are going to be scarred by pizza. But, they're going to be okay as long as I make it my priority to be fully present with them. And especially as a working mom, that time is limited. So often I only have that 5:30 to 8 p.m. time. So I don't necessarily want to be doing the dishes. So we eat a lot on paper plates. We try to make it a priority to sit down and have like a nice meal twice a week, which is more on the weekends. But I just think that there's better connection the more authentic you are too. So really telling your truth in that will create also the right community is how I kind of went about it.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And you have this quote that kind of floats around, and every time I see it, I love it. And it's like, people expect a working mom to act like she doesn't have children, but a but a mom to act like she doesn't have kids. I don't know. Tell me the quote. You obviously can do it better than me.
Yeah, no, it's that we expect working moms to work like they don't have kids, and then we expect women who stay at home as if that's not real work. Or we really try to discredit them when in reality, those who are caring for kids 24/7 have the ultimate profession. And there needs to be greater respect around that. Even what I'm trying to kind of talk more about on social media is that I work with plenty of fathers and mothers where family can still be the priority. And that it's almost like this trend of I'm a workaholic or everything is done to, the nth degree. And that's not true. I work with a lot of men too that they leave at 4:30 because they're coaching their son's baseball team. And I think there needs to be more verbalization about that making the family the priority is okay. And in fact, that's how I feel like I've survived, as I look at my bosses and who I work for, and I look at their family life or their current life and where do they spend their time and where are their priorities. So I try to work for teams that they value their family. So yeah.
It's so awesome. And I love that, it's okay to say I work full time, but my family's still the priority. It's so important to be able to verbalize that. So Kristin, thank you so much. You inspire me so much with your commitment to say the daily rosary and then your ability to express, the graces that come from doing that. So tell me real quick where people can find you, online to join One Hail Mary at a time.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram or Facebook. It's just One Hail Mary at a time. And then I created this separate handle called Many Hail Marys at a time. And that's where we pray the rosary live every day at 6:45. And then you can watch it anytime thereafter for 24 hours. And that really came about because I wanted to start my day in prayer, but I found that by myself was really, really hard. And so that's how Many Hail Marys came about. And so now we all pray the rosary together. And we also know each other's intentions and pray for one another. And it's been a really beautiful community.
That's so wonderful. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today and keep up all the great work.
Thanks, Rachel. Thank you.